Right, so that is focus of time. Next thing is, when we say state diagram is also referred to as state machine, which I already told you, and it is also called as state chart diagram. Right, chart diagram is another name for this particular diagram, and you can use it interchangeably. These are almost same. Now, specifically, we need to understand what are the uses of state machine diagram. The uses of state machine diagram is, first of all, as we have already understood, what the point or focus is in the state machine diagram is the change of events in response to the time. So the behavior changing, the dynamic change of behavior in a system or in a specific part of the system is termed to be as the state machine diagram. So we can use it to state the events responsible for change in the state. Now we can show what events are responsible for changing the state, but we are not going to show what processes cause those events. So we can only say that the change in the state of a class is due to a specific event which is responsible, but we are not going to show the process how it is changing it. Fine. Next one is, we use it to model the dynamic behavior of the system. That is very important. Obviously, we have understood it. The next thing is to understand the reaction of objects or classes to internal or external stimuli. That means that we are going to understand that due to the change, due to the response of internal and external stimuli, there can be a change and reaction between the objects and the classes. So these are the specific uses for state machine diagram. Now, I just wanted to show you the same thing, that is where this particular state machine diagram is lying in this chart which we have studied. So it is lying under the behavioral diagram, right? So we all know why it is lying. We have stated in earlier lectures also that this is a behavior diagram which is changing dynamically. So that is why it is coming under this category. Now, next thing is, we need to understand the notations of any diagram which we study. So we are going to see what notations we are going to see in the state machine diagram. So what are these? First of all, it is the initial state. How we are going to show the initial state. Now, just remember one thing, that the earlier lecture I have taken is on the activity diagram. So it is somewhat similar to the activity diagram. The notations are almost like somewhat similar to it, but there is a change between the state diagram, state machine diagram, and the activity diagram that we are going to see earlier. So this is the same notation we are using in the activity diagram. There we call it as an initial node, but here we call it as an initial state, right? So we use it with the help of a black solid circle. This defines what? This defines the initial state. That means the starting state of a system or of a class that is being defined in an instance of time. Next thing is the final state. Now, this is same as the final node in the activity diagram. What it is shown or represented or rendered graphically in this form, that is a solid circle and a hollow circle at the outer space. So this is how we are going to give the final state. Now, final state is the state where the machine, where the class notation is going to end, where the process is going to end. So we just completed with this particular notation, and we call it as final state. In the activity diagram, we call it as the final node. Now, moving further, we have next one that is called as the state. State is what? It is a rectangular box, right? Rectangular box which is going to represent the condition or circumstance of an object at a given instance of time. That means I'm going to define the object or the class state at a specific instance of time. Example, let's take an example, and I'll just tell you that if I'm saying that you have to write an application to get approved from your authority, right? Maybe from your director. So first of all, what is the object? application. You are writing an application. That is the process, writing of application. But when you are writing the application, the state of the application after writing is what it is called as a written application. Fine. Written application when forwarded to the HOD, right? And he forwarded to the HOD and it is being submitted. So that particular process, the submission process is called as the process, but it is changing the state of the application from the written application to the submitted application. Now you have already submitted the application. Now the HOD is going to partially or forwarded to the director. So that particular process has initiated the response and the state of the application has been changed now to the forwarded application. And lastly, if the director approves your application, that particular application has a new state that is called as approved application. So that is what the state is. That is written application, submitted application, forwarded application, approved application, or rejected application. So that is what that is the state is. And we are talking here about the application. Application is the object, right? But with the time, with the instance of time forward, it is going to change the state of that particular object, that is the application, and it is changing due to some process, due to some event. What is the event? When you write an application and complete it, it is called as written. When you give it to your HOD, it is called submitted, right? So this is how the state machine diagram is going to move forward. Next one is the composite state. Now we use a rounded rectangle to represent a composite state also. We represent a state with internal activities using a composite state. Now if we want to state the define state of an application of an object, we are going to write all the activities internally. So what we can do is, here we can write the internal activities of this particular state. So that is called as the composite state. Next one is called as the transition. Transition is what? This particular arrow is termed as the transition. It is showing that flow of control has been moved from state 1 to state 2. That is from one state to another. The flow of control have been given to. So transition is being done here from state 1 to state 2. As in, I have written application, and what was the event? Giving it to HOD. The state 2 is what? Submitted application. Okay, when director sign the application, approves the application, so that particular forwarded application is now changing state to approved application. If the director rejects the application, the event is reject the application, so it will be submitted or forwarded to rejected application. So that is the state of change, control of flow, transmitting transition from one state to another. This is how we show it. Next one is the fork. Fork is same as in we were doing in the activity diagram. The difference is we are talking here about the state. The state is taken and that has been divided into two parallel activities. That means one state is splitted into two parallel activities, one in different direction and the other one in different direction. So that is what we call it as fork. We use a rounded solid rectangular bar to represent a fork notation with incoming arrow from the parent state. This is the parent state, and outgoing arrows towards the newly created states. These are the newly created states. So arrow is towards them. We use the fork notation to represent a state splitting into two or more concurrent states, right? Next one is join. Join is just opposite of the fork. That means when two states are coming together and they are being joined or forming one state is called to be as the join. We use a rounded solid rectangular bar to represent a join notation with incoming arrows from the joining states. So this is the incoming arrows. These are the incoming arrows. and outgoing arrow towards the common goal. So outgoing arrow is towards the common goal. What is the common goal? Common goal is the state A, and two states, state B and C, are coming together to state A. We use the join notation when two or more states concurrently converge into one on the occurrence of an event or events. Next one is self transition. Self transition is, one thing is when we are when transition is done from one state to another state, so that is different. But when transition is done from state to the state itself, if state A is there and there is a transition from state A to itself, that is called as the self transition. It is similar to the self message we did in the activity diagram, right? So we use a solid arrow pointing back to the state itself to represent a self transition. There might be scenarios when the state of the object does not change upon the occurrence of an event. We use self transitions to represent the cases. In this example, if we have when an ATM machine is, when we are going to check our balance, when we are going to withdraw some cash from our bank account, the bank needs to check the account. So that particular is referring to itself. So moving forward, we are going to take an example of process order state machine. Now I am taking the same example which I took in the sequence diagram, right? In the earlier one, activity diagram. So this is the same example so that we can easily understand the difference between the two, that is the activity diagram and the state transition state machine diagram. Now what we have is, we have an process order. Process order is what? On the event of an order being received, one person is receiving an order. We transit from our initial state to unprocessed order. The unprocessed order is then checked. If the order is rejected, we transit to the rejected order state. If the order is accepted and we have the items available, we transit to the fulfilled order state. However, if the items are not available, we transit to the pending order state. So just see that we are talking about the order state, right? Order is the class we are talking about here, and that particular order is changing. Pending order, unprocessed order, it is changing. The state of the order is changing from time to time. Pending order, we are talking about rejected order. The same way as we were talking about the application, we are not going to tell you what process is taking place and how the process is taking place, but we are just going to tell you, or we are just going to render that an class or an object is changing its state from time to time. After the order is fulfilled, we transit to the final state, right? In this example, we merge two states, fulfilled order and rejected order. Let's see it visually. See, this is the one. In this we have, first of all, this is the initial state. Initial state, we have received some order, right? So order is, what we are talking about is completely order. So right now the order is just taken, it has not been processed. So the state of the order is called as the unprocessed order. Okay. Now what this unprocessed order, how this state has been changed? It is due to an event, that is order is received. So order received is an event due to which the change in the state is done. So unprocessed order. Further, if we are not taking this order, if timeout is there, let's say the order is coming at 12 o'clock in the night and we are almost close, we are not taking. So this is what? Order rejected. Or maybe we do not have that particular thing in our restaurant right now. So that is what? That is, the state is being changed from unprocessed order to the rejected order. If we are accepting it, so the change of state is accepted order. Now, some items are not available to be processed right now. So right now it cannot be immediately processed. So it can be converted to the state change, that is pending order. Here, if all the processed items are available and we can deliver it, we deliver it, so it is called as the fulfilled order. So you can see the state of the order is changing from time to time, and this is our main focus. Main focus is what? The state of the order. And we have only shown the event due to which the change in the state of the order has been occurring, right? We are not focusing how this is being done, how the order is received. We are not working on that, right? We are just showing. Now we are going to see the notation. This particular splitting into two, state 1, state A is splitting into two, that is unprocessed order, either rejected or accepted. This is called as fork node, right? Fork node. Again, we have done this as fork node, accepted order, either pending or fulfilled. After pending order, we have to fulfill it as soon as the items are available and we can supply that. So, and lastly, both are coming together and we are working on to the final state. So this is how we are working in the state machine. Now I just want to show you that what is the difference between activity and state machine. The same thing is there, but here we were talking about the activity or the action. Receive order. We have received some order, and then we are going to find out whether we are going to fill the order or we are not going to fill the order. So receive order is what? Here the receive order is the main focus, but in this receive order wasn't just an event due to which the state of order has been changed. So that is what the state machine diagram is. So that's it for this class. Thank you.